Welcome everybody to the first LPRT by the beach in Chesapeake, Virginia Beach, Virginia. My name's Tim Backhurst, a special guest for this evening, Todd Boss. Todd, thanks so much for being here. We're looking at Randa Racich serving, Carla Munoz receiving. Round of 16. Should be a fun match for a round of 16.
Absolutely. This is, first of all, thanks for having me. This is a first for me, so I hope I don't disappoint. For a round of 16 match, this is actually a pretty compelling matchup. These are two veteran international players. They've played each other a ton on both the Pro Tour and additional matches in IRF competitions. I've got Randa ahead of Carla, 11-2 on the Pro Tour. So that means that Carla has had a couple wins against her. So this is not the most straightforward match for either player right out of the box.
And you can see from our screen there is a glass wall down the left side, and you can just about see that crack running down the left side. So players who can hit that corner on the bottom, they're going to have some joy for some unusual bounces, some misfortune and some fortune. So we'll see how they progress in this match. Racich, obviously the higher seeded player, but this is one Munoz can take.
Yeah, I definitely think so. You know, playing with a glass side wall is always an equalizer. You know, in a match like this, if you can use the wall effectively, if you can do a wallpaper serve, if you can mix up your lob serves, and kind of cause confusion on a nick on the side, you can really get some effective serves in against a player. Let's see if we see some these players taking advantage of that fact. It's a nice passing shot right there.
Wide angle to the right side, and particularly effective because this glass is on the backhand side for all of these players who are right-handed.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see a lot of balls down this left side.
Yeah, not too many lefties on tour, and as a matter of fact, kind of breaking news, one of the best lefties on tour wasn't able to get here due to travel issues.
That's right. Referencing Alexander Herrera, she was stuck with flooding in Monterrey when she was trying to leave. Munoz receiving.
You know, I was talking with Carla a little bit about travel issues, and she mentioned that both Herrera and Salas both come from Monterrey, and they both were really struggling, and Salas almost didn't get here either. I haven't seen her here tonight, but she reportedly did make the flight, get a flight.
There was a little discussion with our official, just I think trying to make sure that he was stopping play. Oh, Munoz. She'll want that one back.
Yeah, it looks like she got kind of got her racket crossed up there.
Two serving one. Great shot, Racich. Munoz is a very calm player, doesn't get too emotional, stays pretty composed.
Well, and of course, nothing's going to rattle Randa. You know, we're talking about one of the most experienced players to ever play this game. She's got 20 years of pro experience, still is top 4, top 5 player. There's nothing on the court that she hasn't seen or can't handle. For me, I think this match is going to come down to, you know, how much can Carla shoot and take advantages when she gets opportunities, as opposed to waiting for Randa to make a mistake.
Diving
nice
get. Calmly done by Munoz. Interesting she served to the forehand side of Racich.
That is interesting, especially given our comments about the glass wall. That was a nice little point that Carla played there. She didn't overhit. She waited for her shot. She was patient. See, if you're going to hit that around the wall ball, you got to make it deeper in the court.
But you notice Racich seemed to hesitate going to that right side, and I know she's had some injuries. She's had some knee problems, and it looked like half step slow to that right side. See if she sticks with a serve to the right side. Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, maybe they don't, maybe, so on the screen, I don't know if you can see from this, you can't see it from the angles necessarily, but it's not a full sidewall glass. So we're at the Chesapeake YMCA in the Virginia Beach area. This is a frequently, this club's hosted tournaments for a long time, so a lot of the local players are really used to this. And the glass extends almost about to your waist level. And so maybe what the players are seeing is, if the ball is low, it is racquetball. The ball is low a lot. You're not hitting off the glass. You're hitting off of a contrast space on this right-hand side wall.
Well, you can see our official Racich just asking what the score was. Splat winner from Racich, earns the side out. We've got 3 serving 4.
It's a nice serve.
She has to avoid those mistakes.
Nice shot.
5 serving 4.
5 serving 4. Munoz has the lead. Todd, given the injuries of Racich and, results haven't been as good over the last year, particularly for Racich, Munoz looks at this. I got a chance here. I can upset the history between us.
I think so. So on the Pro Tour, the last time that these two played was in October of 2018 at the Boston Open. They met in the round of 16, just like they met here, and it was a relatively straightforward 3-game win. But Carla got her a couple times in the 2016-2017 season. One time beat her 3 straight in the quarters of the 2016 Atlanta Open, probably to get her to the semis for what has to be one of the few times in her career. So you're right. She definitely is going to be thinking opportunistically about her chances here.
5 serving 5. Reminder that this season the LPRT switched to best of 3. First to 15 for the first two games, win by 1, and then a tiebreaker to 11. So that happened in San Luis Potosi a couple weeks ago.
Nice shot. So interestingly, Tim, what do you make of the so I have an opinion about the change in score and how it affects the players. I'm wondering, what your opinion is on the matter.
It's a good question. We'll wait till we have a break maybe before we address that one. Through the legs from Racich.
Oh, no, they played through it.
Yeah, calmly done by Munoz. We see sometimes players hold up and swing through that. You can get that point as opposed to getting maybe asking for the avoidable hinder and getting a replay.
I mean, a lot of players would have stopped there and asked for it. So kudos for her to making the shot, taking it. Very calm again.
Racich wanted a skip serve.
Yeah, serve looked a little funky.
So.
Oh, I think Yep, called it.
She's not happy. You can see she's having that little conversation. Racich looked to the referee and kind of asked for it, and
it basically looked like a flat rollout coming off the front wall. I think you got to make that call.
Second serve coming up, staying on this left side.
These two are both getting these shots.
Nicely done from Munoz down the right side. To me, Todd, it looks like Racich struggles more going to the right than the left.
Well,
I wonder if Munoz kind of knows this.
I mean, you'd have to think, these players play each other all the time. The book has to be out on these players, and everyone knows that that Racich suffered from a knee injury. Skips in. Nice.
Works well on those concrete walls.
Yes. That's one thing that these players may not see all the time. This is an older facility, so it is, it's not the newer style panel you'd expect. Concrete, fast courts, you can see it already. The ball stays up, so you can't give up on balls like you would give up in a normal tournament on a slower panel court. Another thing that these players are having to deal with, as you can see, unlike some of the other courts here where there's a balcony with the ref, where the communication's pretty clear, here on this court, the ref's outside. They have to depend on hearing the ref, which is somewhat of a frustration for players. That was a nice serve right there.
Yeah, you saw how Munoz went left, ball went right, unreturned by Munoz, and Racich takes another lead at 7, serving 6. Racich does enjoy her racquetball. I mean, that's why she comes. She's a competitor, but she enjoys playing as well, and you can see it on the court. She plays intense, but she's always willing to enjoy the moment.
Sure. And you can see the camaraderie with these players. It is a tour, so they're touring together. They all hang out, and they're friends. They're friends off the court, competitors on. So it is kind of cool to see. I might be wrong, but I think that these two have played doubles together in the past, so they may have a bit more of a competitive friendship than most.
That's nicely done from Munoz. 3-shot rally straight down the left side. Should be 7-7.
Nice shot.
And another point.
Yeah, had her wrong. Even on a lob serve, you can kind of get someone going on the wrong foot, and that's what Carla had there. Even with hitting just a little short half lob. Oh,
what's the call?
I think that's a. I mean, I'd probably do a safety replay. Yeah, she seems fine with a safety replay. Ref didn't even get a chance to poke his head in and give an opinion.
The ref was going to as well.
Oh,
what a
nice get.
Calmly done by Racich.
Yep.
Kind of a tennis shot, right? Go right when your opponent's running left.
Yeah, very much so. If you've been watching the U.S. Open. Hold on, we're pausing for a picture. Yeah, if you've been watching the U.S. Open, especially on a lob left in the middle of the court, you see players in tennis do that all the time. They kind of wait to see which way their opponent's going and go the other way for a nice easy winner. It's harder to do that in the racquetball court.
A serve from Racich, perfect into the back left corner.
Oh, that's tough. See if she can take advantage. Yep, that's a well done.
So 3 points in a row for Racich. No timeouts taken. Yeah, you just indicated timeout. I mentioned it. Munoz, no timeouts.
I mean, if I'm Munoz, I'm taking a timeout right here. There's no point in leaving him on the box. Get Rhonda out of the service box. Let her cool off a little bit. That's what you use these timeouts for. Especially with an ace serve like there's your timeout.
There is the timeout taken by Munoz. We'll take a little timeout ourselves, and we'll be back as we resume game number 1. No judgment. We are back, everyone. LPRT by the beach here in Virginia Beach, Virginia. It's the first LPRT stop here. And Racich continuing the momentum that she brought into the latter part of this first game. Munoz took a timeout. Racich continues where she left off.
Yeah, just as an interesting side note, this is the first time that the ladies pros have ever been in the Tidewater, Virginia Beach area. And it's the first time that pro racquetball in any form has been here in more than a decade. There was a men's pro stop here for a couple years in 2006, 2007 timeframe. Nothing since then. So it's great to see. It's great to see the sport back here. This is a very popular spot for racquetball. The tournament director, Malia Bailey, is of course a legendary figure in the sport, and she's worked really hard to get a tournament back here.
9 serving 11. Munoz with the ace serve. That was close.
Down. Yeah, ref says short.
You're supposed to be in the league division. Stop.
Munoz punished by pushing the ball on that backhand.
Yeah, she tried to hit too easy of a shot. She kind of didn't held up, but she didn't hit through the ball and ended up leaving it up. Almost would have been better served to hit it full power and try to hit a passing shot. Oh, that's nice right there, though. Makes right up for it.
Racich is mixing up her serves. That time Munoz got it back, earns the side out. Reminder, we're first to 15, so back and forth we go. Munoz, though, hasn't really found that serve that seems to cause Racich problems. That's a good one.
That's a nice 3-shot rally right there. Really well executed pinch to end that.
We had a great little pro-am last night. Lots of people here to participate with these players. Had some adventures, as Todd Boss mentioned, with weather this weekend, which is why we're starting our tournament late. The YMCA here, Greenbrier North YMCA, was shut until 5 p.m. So thank them for opening this evening so that we can be here for this tournament.
Yeah, driving around this area, you know, the hurricane's abated to, I think it's even a Category 1 right now, but driving around the Virginia Beach area, very wet. You can see that there's a lot of wind, a lot of branches down, but thankfully not a ton of damage like we've seen in other parts from this particular hurricane.
Racich crushing the winner into the left corner. Another point.
Yeah.
12 serving 10.
I mean, at this, yeah, Munoz needs to get this back here. She can't let it get to 13. Oh, she takes another timeout.
Good timeout. Want to say thanks to all the sponsors here who have helped to make this event possible. Greenbrier North YMCA, of course, is the host. JKB Solutions, Excel Paving, LPL Financial, Budget Boats, Garda Security, Robert Reed, Avalon Holland, Cleaners, Wayne Toyne, huge supporter of racquetball around the U.S., and Bake Fresh. So we want to thank all of those for helping to put on this event. And as you said, it's never been here before, and it was interesting yesterday seeing people who've never even played racquetball getting on the court with these pros, getting autographs, and great exposure for the sport.
No, it's cool. That is a great thing. I agree, and it's one of the theories that how do we grow the sport? Not to get into too big of a topic. We have 10 seconds before the match goes up. But Doug Gannon's big his big thoughts are to kind of grow the sport from the top, where you have the pros kind of reaching out and getting people exposed to the game, and that's part and parcel, doing a pro-am and getting people who don't know the sport involved in that fashion.
short serve.
See, that's exactly what that timeout's for. Ronda hit an ace before, and now she hits a short serve. So well done timeout. Now she's got to execute on a second serve that's left short, just like that. Can't ask for much for a better use of the timeout right there.
So Munoz needs to find some points. This is how she started the beginning of the game, serving over on the right side. Looks like she's going back to it. And an ace serve, a little fist pump from Munoz. Don't see that very often. Look at that replay, great.
I like the angle, you know, by standing a little further over, she gets a little bit of harder ankle. And with a cement court, you can get a little more pace and compel the ball. Munoz is better look up. Oh, yeah. Almost got a fault there for not checking on her opponent. But that might be her strategy. You know, we talked about picking a serve that you find that works. Oh, went for an ace. I think that was yeah. Ref calls it short. Super close to try to get a crack out there. I don't like that serve. Yeah. I mean, if you're going to hit that serve, you can't let her attack it. You know.
12 serving 11 is still the score. Cagey first game. Racich was looking at Munoz's feet. We were looking at Munoz. She was looking at Munoz's feet, and a walking serve. She does that so well. She's the only one who really does that serve.
That's great.
And she's done it time and time again, and it's a very comfortable serve for her. Doesn't hit it too hard. Focuses on accuracy.
No, you know who else does that really well is Daniel Del Rosa on the men's side. That is his serve. You know, after years of trying to get to something that was comfortable and works for him. And ironically, now when you see Michelle Del Rosa play, she employs the same serve. Probably, I'm not sure who learned it from who. That's a nice little serve there, using the glass wall. Great pass.
All wrist from Racich. Really flicked her wrist. She does that a lot. So here we go. Game point number 1, 14-11. Munoz has to win this rally. There's that little crack, the unusual bounce that I mentioned. A little smile from you. Yeah, you can see. Racich knows that Munoz got one there, but Munoz will take it. Let's see what she does.
Yeah, I guess what we're talking about in the front left, there's a little dip in the court. So if you hit the ball just right, it might pop up and give like a very inconsistent bounce. Oh, you know, she needed to put away that third shot, you know, but it was so long in the making that Ronda was able to read it and grab it, flip it to the ceiling.
I disagree that there is
Good get. Just nice and calm. See, there you go. I mean, a lot of players would rush that shot.
It's terrific effort from Racich. Look at her diving to the left side, then to the right. Not quite able to pick that up. So side out, little towel break. Little break for Racich, I suspect.
Yeah.
Two efforts. I need a minute here to recover. I'm not as young as my opponent. Let me take that towel timeout.
I don't know if we've seen Carla dive yet.
No, and she doesn't very often. She will, but it's not. Yeah. It's not particularly common. So.
Yeah, there's definitely a bit of an age difference between these two. Ronda is nearing her 41st birthday. Meanwhile, Carla's just in the midst of her age 27 year.
Yeah, I remember as in the 2012 World Championships, she was there, I think, as an 18-year-old, or close to it, in the finals of the doubles with Chile.
Yeah.
And so she already demonstrated as a junior the potential she had, and obviously going to college has affected her ability to come to some of these stops. So it's great to see her here competing, and I think also affects her ranking because she's not able to come to all of the stops.
Sure. I actually reached out, or I think at the first LPRT stop, I asked Carla in particular, why didn't she make it? And she was back in Chile visiting family. If that's when your opportunity is and it costs you a tournament, those are choices you got to make. That ball kind of skidded on the side wall. I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Oh, that's another skip, or a skid, rather. Oh.
Groans from around us as Racich puts one in the floor.
Both of them are laughing at the end of that rally.
Yeah, both had opportunities, and it's Munoz. But let's go back. Munoz won that crack, unusual bounce to save game point.
Yep.
And now it's 12-14.
Looks like we're probably getting another drive serve over here in the corner from this extreme angle. Nice. Looked like Carla got not handcuffed, but the ball.
Well, she lost her grip on her racket.
Yeah, it wasn't quite where she wanted it. She ended up giving Rhonda the setup that she just buried. That might spell the death's knell for this game. Can't give a player like Rhonda opportunities like that. Gonna go with a harder serve for second serve here. Probably a Z. Oh, no. Wow.
Set up. Great get.
Yep. Cement walls keep that ball up. Well, that's a nice tough ball right there. Oh, what a great shot. Oh.
Racich bowing.
That's 39 feet, shoulder level backhand.
And on game point.
Yeah, game point against. That's a tough shot.
Well, Racich even now still smiling about that one. What a shot from Munoz. The crowd behind us loved it.
Yeah. So did you notice that little look that she gave? She kind of telegraphed that shot down the line. We see that with players sometimes where you can kind of tell with their body language if they are going to try to sneak in a down the line serve. It's something to look for if you're an amateur player and trying to learn how to be deceptive in your drive serve.
Wow.
Woo. Another one.
2 in a row.
All right. I'll bet you that Rhonda won't give her another shot over there. Make her hit a forehand. This game's tight. Ooh.
Skip. Wow. So here we go.
14-14.
14-14 by my reckoning. It is. So just like that, it's game point Munoz. Racich is going to take a timeout. It's her first. So Munoz has saved 2 game points, showing some mental toughness. Got a little bit of luck on that first one, but that second one really went for broke and put it away, and that seems to have given her some confidence.
When you've got nothing to lose, sometimes you hit your best shots. Instead of being timid or being conservative, she's the last couple points at game point against, she's gone for a low percentage shot, but which all these pros can hit. So, good for her. I think that's probably going to guide her. Hopefully she remembers that for the rest of this match.
Well, just a reminder, we have many more matches coming up over the weekend. This is a packed schedule, especially tomorrow. We were supposed to start this morning, but due to the hurricane, the YMCA was shut until 5 p.m., so we're packing it all in, not only this evening, but all day through tomorrow, and then, of course, the finals and semifinal on Sunday. Hope you stay with us throughout the weekend. Here we go. 14-14, just how we like it, Todd.
Yeah.
Nope. Struggling to get that serve in.
Yep. That is, again, effective use of the timeout. Take a player who's hit a couple 3 hot shots, cool her off. It's exactly what you want. Now she's going to get a lob serve, which she may get an easy kill off of, and get right back in the box. That's what she's going to hope for here. Yep. Yep.
And it's the backhand from Munoz. She was confident. She was hitting it aggressively. That time maybe went for a bit too much.
A little hesitant. It was also it wasn't the easiest shot over here in the corner for her to put away.
Second serve coming up.
So now I like what Rhonda did last time at 14. She's not going to do it here because I think she's already pulled that trick out of her hat. But she gets a set up here.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's unlike Racquetball. I mean,
yeah,
right in the middle of the court, right where you want to be, and you put it into the floor. Another game point.
I mean, did she, you know, on a shot like that, it naturally set up for a down the line back to the left-hand side, but she went the other way. You know, did she overthink her shot?
Set up Munoz.
Was really crowded there.
That's how you finish with the backhand pinch winner. Let's take another look. Moving her feet, puts it down, roll out, fist pump Munoz, game Munoz. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back for game number 2.
15-14.
Welcome back, everybody, to the LPRT by the beach. My name's Tim Baggers. I'm joined by Todd Boss, who's disappeared to find his laptop. He's not happy with the statistics he's able to give from a phone, so he's gone to get the major database. So we'll see what kind of magic he can bring out in game number 2. Racquetball had multiple opportunities to take game 1. She didn't. Now she's going to have to win this second game. And it starts with some clean hitting. First point, 1 serving 0. Great backhand down the left side by Munoz. I don't know if you saw earlier in that rally how deep she bent to dig one off that back wall in the deep left corner. She earns a side out. She won the first game. Seems to have certainly warmed up. Racquetball, of course, had the lead in that first game. Struggling to find that first serve, though, Munoz.
Yeah, definitely still struggling on that first serve. That was not even close. Nice.
Almost from Munoz, not quite.
So usually when I'm playing matches like this, you try to look for a serve that gives your opponent struggles and then you stick with it. But at the pro level, that's probably not as effective because these guys have these ladies have seen everything. So they're constantly mixing up serves.
Well, you can see Munoz. She's asking for a short serve, but good serve was good. Or good serve was good. Serve was good according to our official.
It's from the Department of Redundancy department. That's tough serve. Ooh.
A lot of risk, though, in that forehand, and sometimes Racich gets it wrong, and you saw her get it wrong there. Side out. Munoz will take this. Plenty of matches going on this evening. We'll try and keep you updated with some of them as they progress. Round of 16s, quarters and semis tomorrow. Also, we have women's doubles, which begins tomorrow afternoon. 8 teams in that, so quarterfinals from there, and that always is some fun. We saw a great final in San Luis. Mejia Herrera not able to make it. They won in a tiebreaker there. Mejia's still in school, and Herrera had some problems getting out of Monterrey due to flooding. So we hope she's okay, and disappointed she couldn't make it, but change the draw, change the seating, and we have some different looks in the draw now.
We do. One of the things that I've mentioned a lot in doing these wrap-ups is that oh, that's a good get right there. Oh.
Another backhand skip from Racich. Again, in the middle of the court.
Yeah. She might have been better served to be patient on that. Either, not try to short hop it. That's a tough shot.
But then you turn around and say, well, you know what? Munoz is making Racich hit better because of her ability to keep the ball alive, putting pressure on Racich to execute those shots.
Yep. Get that one additional shot. You just never know what's going to happen. We've seen Racich, excuse me. We've seen her miss several setups just in the last 10 minutes or so. So if you just flip the ball back, force an additional shot, you never know, you may get an error out of it and get a free point.
2 serving 0.
So yeah, as far as new matchups, especially in the 2-7 and the 3-6 seed quarterfinals, we've had the same matchups over and over the past the back half of last season and even the first half of this season. So now with the withdrawal of the 4th seed, everybody moves up one, and now we're going to have potential quarterfinals that we almost never see. And I'm sure that's great for I think that's great for the players.
And the fans.
And for the fans to see new stuff.
We get different looks.
I'm sure that in particular, Maria Jose Vargas and Natalia Mendez are pretty sick of playing each other in the quarters. I think they've played each other in the quarters like 6 straight pro tournaments now. That's nicely done.
Great shot. Great footwork from Racich. Always twitching, pacing in the back of the court. She has her basketball here. We have a basketball court behind us. She loves to warm up playing basketball.
Yep.
And actually spoke to her yesterday. She's now coaching basketball.
That's good.
Women's high school, which is great to see. And, she loves coaching, whether it be racquetball or something else. And I know that she's really enjoying that.
Yeah, I noticed that when she walked into the club tonight, basketball in hand, she went straight to the basketball gym. There you go. That's well done. See, I think most of the time she would have gone for a pinch there, and Carla was trying to cover the pinch.
4 serving 0.
Yeah. Well.
Oh my goodness! Really?
That's skipped in.
No, that was a good shot.
Maybe not.
So it's been a good start for Racich. She lost the first 15-14, but Munoz. I think if Munoz can get her serve in, I think that's where she gets the advantage. Right now, she's relying on that second serve, and it makes it much more difficult. Let's see if she can get an advantage from this serve.
Sure. you know, one of the things that I get asked about constantly with the pro stat site is serve percentage. You know, first serve percentage, second serve percentage, first serve percentage points won. You know, these are the kind of stats that we just don't have in our sport, but which, you know, a sport like tennis obviously has. You know, and it's the kind of strategic information that you can use. You know, I'm sure that the first serve percentage won points is incredibly high, you know, for obvious reasons. You get your drive serve in, you force a bad shot, you know, and so that's why a lot of players should work on their drive serves more. Oh, that's
How
nice
about
serve.
that? Backhand cross-court serve.
Let's see.
There's that little half-step
Yep.
movement that Racquetball seems to struggle with.
You know, I know that she didn't have like a torn ACL like Paria did, but you know, knee injuries are tough to come back from. It can take 6-8 months, and we could be seeing absolutely the you know, the hesitation, the first step being slow. You know, in my experience, when I had a knee injury, it cost me the explosive movement to the side, pushing off of where I had the knee injury. That made it incredibly difficult to get drive serves over there, and that really affected my competitive play.
Yeah.
I think what you're seeing is something similar right here.
What a get.
Yep. Oh, tough bounce. I like that around the wall ball as a defensive shot.
But what a shot from Munoz. Great effort from Racquetball, diving to the left side.
Yep.
But Munoz
timeout.
Goes cross court, wide angle, too good. And another point. So just like that, Munoz clawing her way back into this match.
Mm-hmm.
And Todd, it's been a back and forth match so far.
Yeah, back and forth, just like the first game. You know, I think you see this kind of back and forth action when you have two players that are kind of they're both serving well. They're both, I think they're both playing solid. I think they're both hitting good shots here. And like we mentioned at the top, this is probably not the round of 16 match that either of these players wanted. Now we see why. Oh.
Well, let's see what the call is. Munoz, let's see if we can see her.
Boy, I thought she clipped Ronda on the
yeah,
on the
I think
swing.
she really wanted that call, and a different ref might have given it. Doesn't matter. Call stands.
Oh, that's a nice serve.
A serve from Racquetball.
If you notice, that's the third or fourth time that we've seen Ronda really not crowd purposely, but really play her close. That was a screen. And you know, it's not illegal, but it's also effective. And she's done this a couple times, especially when she's given Carla a setup. She's right on top of the ball, right on top of Carla, giving her the absolute least amount of legal space that she's asked to on a shot. Kind of an interesting strategy you don't see players do too terribly often.
Six or five? 6 serves 4.
Oh, that's nice.
Well, a little bit of luck, I think,
Yeah.
as well. That ball was, I don't think that's what Munoz was trying to do, but she'll take it.
No, you don't go for that shot. That's the tried to hit a splat and then caught little enough of the wall to have the ball come back
Well, you can
right along the side wall.
Racquetball pacing.
Another setup here. So I wonder, you know, should Ronda try to do something different with that ball?
Well, it's easy to say after the fact, right, Todd?
That is true.
That's why we're in the box and we're not playing on a court. Munoz changing it up. She's going to serve on the left side. But yeah, well, let's watch Racquetball's footwork here.
I like that backhand serve, that little backhand drive. That is a deceptive shot, and if you have that in your arsenal, that could be really effective against all types of players. Ooh, calls it a skip.
Skip ball on Racich. It was close. She walked forward wanting to take it, but
she's not complaining too much. I think she knew that skipped in.
I'd like to see another. Let's take a look at this replay.
So I think we're going to get a replay call here, but I think Rhonda wants a.
We've got a replay. Let's see if it's.
Nope. Rhonda gave gave her the avoidable.
Well, Munoz, she doesn't like it. She's looking back at the fans with a smile. But you saw the replay. It's one of those ones where one referee will call the avoidable, one will call the replay.
Well, you know, if Rhonda swung that, hit cross court, she would have buried the ball into Carla's back. So that's
maybe. I mean, that's the question, right? Did you give enough angle to allow the ball to go to that back right corner?
Yep. It's going to come down for a shot. Yep, same thing. Boy, that's.
Now the crowd are getting into
our referee's
this.
Thinking.
They want Munoz wants a call. What's the call going to be?
That's going to be a replay. I don't think she's going to get a penalty under there.
I agree, but Munoz is kind of saying, well, this is exactly the same thing. And now she does negotiate that decision.
Really?
Into a side out.
Wow. I mean,
a little bit of drama here. Our crowd, they're just off the screen, beneath the screen on this camera. They're enjoying it and getting a little rowdy. It's kind of fun.
I think our ref thought about that for a while.
Great shot from Racich. She always gives that little look after a bad decision. She wins the rally.
You know, that's an interesting. You know, I think especially a vet like Rhonda at this point in her career. Nice shot.
That's a great shot from Racich.
She knows, you know, things balance out. She may not have gotten that call, but she'll get the next one. You know, these refs, especially in the early rounds, we don't have the professional refs. We're depending on, you know, unlucky losers from the tournament play to ref these matches, and so, you know, you get some variation in the ref. At least we have a ref here that seems to know what an avoidable hinder is. Has given it a couple times and
is willing to do it, because a lot of refs can't. Well, just a reminder, we're here. This is the first time the LPRT has been in Virginia Beach, and it's been a lot of fun so far. Plenty of matches coming up. I want to say thanks to all the sponsors who have helped to make this event happen, including Greenbrier North YMCA here, where the tournament's being held, JKB Solutions, Excel Paving, LPL Financial, Budget Boats, Garda Security, Robert Reed, Avalon Holland Cleaners, Wayne Toyne, and Bake Fresh. I want to thank them for their support of the LPRT and allowing us to be here and have this event. And Todd, we've already talked about this. It's been fun seeing people who've never played racquetball getting on a court with these pros and really being impressed. Well, here we go. Another point for Racich.
You know, speaking of, you know, so it's very common for both the men's and women's pro tours to do sponsor doubles, you know, as a promotional event. On the men's side, the top 8 players, instead of qualifying, they'll play sponsor doubles on a Thursday, kind of to kick off the event. And then I think the women do the same from here time and again. Oh, that's tough.
Very tough.
That's a tough shot from way back. You know, Rhonda really buried that Nick lob in the back, and Carla made a good shot to recover there.
And Racich even acknowledges that one. Munoz needs to get the serve in. I've said it quite a few times in this match. When she does, it gives her a huge advantage.
Yep. Skipped it in.
She skipped in.
Yep. Yep, Rhonda knows.
Well, I think she's checking the ball, see if it broke.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what she's talking about with the referee, but I don't.
Oh, do you think she wanted a wet ball?
I don't know. I mean,
see that crowding her again. Yeah, but Carla didn't let it affect her. She put that shot away.
Yeah, and that's the experience that you talked about. You know, Carla, much the younger of the two, but still very, very experienced and won't be phased by a round of 16 pro stop.
No, that's true. I mean, it's worth noting these are two very experienced international players. You know, Carla representing Chile. Rhonda's played for her country, USA, for 20 years. I was just gonna do a quick pull up on the Pro Racquetball Stats site to see if they played internationally. I don't think they have. No, yeah, they have. I just haven't spelled it correctly. Yeah, in fact, first time these two played was at the 2009 Pan American Championships in Cali, Colombia, in 2009. So that was, Carla would have been 17, and that goes back a ways.
Oh
that's a
my
nice
goodness.
shot.
It's outrageous.
Interestingly, internationally, they also played at the 2019 Pan American Championships back in April in Barranquilla, and Rhonda beat Carla to knock her out of the tournament in the round of 16. The match scores back then were 10 and 14, so they were playing close even back then.
No, it's not. You know, if we change the light balance.
This is tough. Oh, what is she? I don't know.
Well, they both want a replay.
Okay, well, they're both going to get it. I'm not sure. I think Rhonda wanted it because of perhaps a screen coming off the back wall, and I think Carla wanted it because the return shot was too close to Rhonda.
So I think we finish with a replay.
Yeah, that's the best kind of replay. No one's upset at the end of that. Ooh, that looked good. What's the call?
Good serve. 9 serves 10.
Yep. You know, kudos to the ref here for not getting talked out of that by a player raising their hand. Oh, that's a great shot. See, that's how you execute against that.
Well, but it wasn't a great serve either.
Popped out. It did.
Yeah, Racich didn't really have to move. Right in her wheelhouse. Cross-court winner, side out. Racich, a reminder, has to win this game to go to a tiebreaker. Oh, my.
No.
What? I know what she was trying to do. She probably does it a lot during practice. May not have been the best decision there.
Yeah, sometimes, you know, was that another footwork thing? You know, that ball came back to her pretty fast. Couldn't get her body around. Most of these players can at least flip it to the ceiling on the ball like that. Maybe not have an effective ceiling ball, but at least extend the rally a point. Interesting, you know, that's about the 5th or 6th straight ceiling ball that these two players have had that has come off the back wall. You know, we talk about court construction. This is a cement court. But right now, for me, I don't think these players are adjusting, and they're giving each of them are giving their opponent a ton of setups off the back wall with these ceiling balls that are hit with too much pace.
Yeah, they're hitting the ball hard every time rather than maybe just showing a little bit more control and getting the ball deep.
You know, you can mitigate that with an around-the-wall ball. You could mitigate that with, well, pretty much.
Well, taking pace off.
Yeah,
It's that
trying
simple.
to take pace off. Yeah.
Don't try and overswing.
That's a great serve right there. See, now that ball was hit with a little bit less pace. Rhonda had to flip it back to the ceiling. So that was a good adjustment.
What a get.
See, Carla did not attack that while Rhonda was on the deck. But she's not made to pay
that
for
one.
it. Yeah.
Look at that diving effort from Racich to stay in the point.
See, a lot of players would have tried to attack. You see your player get onto the floor and immediately got to try to attack to force the issue. Carla didn't feel comfortable with that shot. You know, it was the middle of the court. Would have been basically an overhead backhand from the middle of the court at a tough angle.
Well, I'm not sure what the referee.
Oh.
I don't know. I can't quite hear what the discussion is. I think Racich was saying it hit something, created an unusual bounce. But, I mean, you can't, as a referee, you can't call that from the position that you're in. If you don't see it, you can't call it. And as you can see on your screen, we've got a brick wall in between the door and the glass. And then, of course, if we switch over, you can see just on the right side in the bottom, there's another brick wall over on the left side of the glass. And so that creates some vision problems for an official, and so it's going to be difficult.
Not only that, but I think that there's court issues here where there may I haven't seen the inside of the court, you know, but if the ball goes high enough up, I don't know if there's like an automatic court hinder or a replay, or if there's inconsistencies in the wall that may lead to an extra bounce. You know, all of these things, you know, these courts, a lot of these courts are 20, 30 years old. That's why you can't play court hinders sometimes. It just becomes a slippery slope for a ref, especially not a professional ref, to try to make these calls and be fair on both sides.
Right, and with the LPRT rules that are adopted from the IRF rules, a referee can call a court hinder, but again, it has to be observed. It's not it might or might not have hit that where I have no vision of that.
Sure.
Sorry. But
no, it can't be the player raising their hand and saying, oh, well, that bounced up against something funny, you know, 10 feet above the back wall.
But we're at 12-10 for Munoz, so she's come back. Reminder, she was down 4-0 and, you know, really has steadily come back, tied it at 10, and now is at 3 points away from this match. Let's see if she can close it out. Ball was high off the back wall, allowing Racich to step in and hit that cross court for a winner side out.
Yeah, Rhonda really does not want to exit a second tournament in a row at the round of 16. That would really damage her hopes for jumping back up in the rankings in this year. So she's got 3 points to kind of claw back in and try to extend this round of 16 match. She exited at the round of 16 in the first tournament of the event 2 weeks ago at the hands of Montserrat Mia. Tough shot.
Well, it looks like Racich is going to take a timeout. Just a reminder, we have matches coming up all through the weekend. Tonight we have more matches and then a long day tomorrow. So be sure to tune in. Thanks to those of you who've liked our page and have shared our feed. Do appreciate it as we try and increase the viewership of these ladies as they compete on the tour. Round of 16 this evening, quarters and semis tomorrow, and of course the finals on Sunday. So a very, very busy day tomorrow. Todd, I know you won't be here. You're devastated by that, I know.
I was able to be here tonight.
But we do appreciate you being here and contributing, and thanks for all you do with Pro Racquetball Stats to provide us with some analysis and allow us to kind of talk about the matchups and who has the advantage, and so we do appreciate it. It's a lot of work. I think it's I don't think people realize how much work. So on behalf of myself and, of course, the LPRT, want to say thank you for that.
You bet. Thank you. It is, you know, it's a labor of love. It's something that, you know, we've been doing for a lot of years. We've just been continually adding data. You know, we started out just doing this for the men's tour. We added the ladies tour probably in 2012. And then since then, adding amateurs and internationals and juniors. And it's, you know, it's just a great resource. I've loaded up as much data as I can find. You know, we know that there's some holes in the data, especially for some of the older defunct tours or some of the older information, and certainly for some of the country federations where historical record keeping is seen as a.
Well, we're back in. Racich took the timeout. She's serving. She's down by 2, 5 points away from a tiebreaker. It was a good second serve, but she skipped another one, and that's unusual. She skipped a lot this match.
Now, I thought that point set up for her to go with a down the line to Carla's backhand. She decided to go cross court and missed it. She doesn't have a ton more of the opportunities to miss shots like that. Oh, wow.
A little sigh, a breath of relief from Munoz.
Yeah.
She knows she got away with that one.
Yeah, kind of a lucky poke. But that's why you can't miss these opportunities, these late stage of this game.
First match completed this evening. Mendez over Haynes, 15-10, 15-13. So Mendez advances. She'll play the winner of this match. That will be another good one, too.
Yeah.
Ooh. My goodness. Let's take another look at this. Racich attacked it early. I don't disagree with the decision. She just didn't execute. There's the dive from Munoz. We haven't seen it.
First dive.
First one of the match. She almost got there. Kind of holding her back a little bit.
Yeah, that looked like she might have hurt herself.
Yeah.
Doing a towel timeout. Maybe give herself another couple beats to recover from landing on the hard court.
You know, one of the things I do like about Munoz is her composure. You don't often see her upset, and you don't often see her super excited either. She plays very controlled racquetball emotionally, and that allows her to play pretty consistent and steady, regardless of what the scoreline is. It's tough to do sometimes.
It is. You know, especially this would be a solid win for her, and it's hard to not let the situation get to you.
Oh, Munoz had it.
Yeah, tried to go for too much there. Tried to hit a swinging from her knees kill shot when maybe she would flip that defensively. But, hey, like you said, it's easier to be the backseat driver on a shot like that.
Absolutely.
Nice shot.
So suddenly Racich seems to have the momentum. Munoz, I like it. She says timeout. So tell us a little bit about racquetball on the East Coast. We're here for the first time. A lot of conversation around us, a lot of excitement just to see these pros here.
Well, so Chesapeake is like I mentioned before, this is a nice little area for racquetball. There's a ton of good players here. They've hosted a bunch of state singles and doubles events here. There's a number of regular Virginia-based tournaments that occur here. Virginia as a region has basically four hot spots for racquetball. Northern Virginia area around DC, which is of course where the LPRT is based out of, and where our new IRT commissioner is based out of. There's a bunch of players in Richmond, and then there's a bunch of players over in the Roanoke area, including the current reigning U.S. national champion, Kelania Lawrence, who, in an interesting feat that you don't see very often, both mother and daughter playing in the pro event here. Malia Bailey and Kalania Bailey Lawrence, both in the pro draw. One won, one lost in the round of 32. Nice
Nicely
shot.
done.
That's
Crowd
tough.
like it. She got low to hit that one, and that meant she hit it very flat. And suddenly she's back in the box. Let's see if she can close it out.
Yeah, that Rhonda had a look on her face, kind of not resignation, but just kind of like, man, you know, if I'm gonna lose points like that, this is gonna be a tough draw.
Well, let me just hold on. And I'm not sure what Racich is arguing about, but honestly, Todd, I think this is a veteran move, just to get your time out, slow things down, have a little chat. She does this. I mean, we've watched her for many years. She's using this as a means to just change the momentum, get her breath back, get Munoz out of her rhythm. And I like what Munoz is doing. Let me get out of the court, or let me just stand in the front. You know what, Racich, you have your little chat, you make a discussion, I'm going to focus on what I need to do.
So a move like this.
Question is, I thought the serve was short. They played it. I didn't call it, and the time it is. The serve was short.
Looks like we have a.
Yeah, so here's what the discussion is. And I don't know if we can see this. So our referee is having a rules question. So he said he thought the serve was short, but neither player asked for the short.
I thought it was short. I didn't stop play.
And he didn't stop play, and play continued, and then there was an outcome. So Todd, an interesting one, but the reality is you didn't call the short serve. Whether you changed your mind or not, you didn't call it.
Yeah, but if your ref called shorts, if the ref calls short, I think that's the ref call. I think he's going to take this. I think he's going to take this point away, or this side out away from Carla.
But he called it short after the entire point was finished. The point was over. It's like saying, I don't know on this one. The point was completed.
Yeah. What I don't know is, because we have headphones on, I don't know if he was tapping the glass.
He wasn't.
Well, that's a tough one.
And you can see Munoz, she's not happy with this call.
Neither of them.
Well, Racich certainly is, because she's going to get a second serve. And
well,
second serve.
Munoz not happy, and I wouldn't be either.
No, not at 14 at match point. You know,
at least it's 14 for Munoz and not for Racich, because
yeah. All right, well, let's see what happens here.
Nothing.
You know,
Second serve, the score is 12 serves 14.
12 serving 14, second serve.
All right.
A little bit of drama to finish out this second game.
Well, this will be, you know, we talked about playing cool, calm, and collected. Let's see what happens here, because if Munoz loses this point, you're going to see whether or not, you know, she mentally recovers from something that probably is, well, it doesn't matter.
Wow.
Doesn't matter because Rhonda skipped in a setup. So on your previous point, though, about...
Hold on, let's see if Munoz can finish this match. It's match point. Come on,
true.
Todd.
I'm sorry.
We'll get back to it. Munoz. Great serve. She'll shoot this.
Yep.
Well, she went high, shoulder height, tried to hit that. She did it in the first game, not that time, and she was punished.
No, that's true. But I like, you know, Rhonda put a ball where it couldn't, you know, put a passing shot that bounced twice for the back wall. Can't beat that. No doubt that they called it short that time.
Well, lesson learned. I mean, okay, credit the referee for stepping up and doing it. It's never easy to be a ref, and especially in a pro division. Racich. Nice bend of the knees that time. Forehand winner.
So interestingly, if both players played that out, you know, I think we've all been in a situation where we were reffing, where we weren't quite sure whether you thought a call was, and then the players played it, and you just let it be, let sleeping dogs lay. I wonder what spurred Rhonda to pursue that. Oh, that's a tough shot. I like that redirection.
So all of a sudden, we were here in game one. It's 14-14. Munoz saved 2 game points in the first game. Clawed her way back and took it. Can Racich force a tiebreaker? Here we go.
Does not go for like a gimmick serve.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
Groans from around us, Munoz. She's not gonna be happy with this official.
No.
So, 2 minutes. We have 2 minutes. We're going to a tiebreaker. It's 15-14, 14-15. We'll be right back.
I'm Holly Scott, I'm 20 years old, and I'm from Seattle, Washington. I've been playing racquetball for about 15 years. My dad started because I didn't like the daycare at the gym, so I was very bored and I needed to go play racquetball. It's my calling. I love the LPRT. I get to travel, meet new people, work on my Spanish, and it's just a great experience and everyone should experience it. Reaching your dream foundation is really important to me because it helps me travel, to get experience, to do better in racquetball and in life. They teach you to do things professionally, on and off the court. My goal is to be #1, obviously, same with everybody. It's difficult, but with their help, I can work for it every single tournament and get better. Donations are greatly appreciated, no matter how big or small. It helps players like me reach our dream.
You're doing fine. Just hard to hear you. This little piece of metal isn't very loud. I have a broken racket. Do you want to use that to tap on the box? Yeah, but it's still your call. It's still your call. Even if you're late.
That's why I was like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Because like I didn't.
I mean, refs.
I'm not going to say something I don't think. So.
I know. That's why I.
Yeah.
That's why I was asking. I'm like, did you think that was good? Because I know that I didn't hit it well, but I couldn't.
It's so hard.
I didn't hear anything, but yeah, go ahead.
I can't even see that corner from where you guys are at. All right, so I have something that's louder. Hopefully that helps us. Both y'all have 14 in the loss at the same point, so I think I asked you first at that.
We are back, everybody. Tim Baghurst, Todd Boss, joining you for this tiebreaker. Lots of drama, especially to finish that second game. Just to recap, if you're just joining us, Munoz had an opportunity to serve for the match, and it was called back by the official who said, I thought the short serve was short. And after the entire point was complete, and so suddenly Munoz, instead of having a match point, is back receiving. Racich takes advantage, wins the second game. Here we go, 0 serving 0.
So they probably just did another coin flip to see who served first, right?
Correct. LPRT, a change this year, is now following the IRF rules, so a match is started with a coin flip.
So I know that we're just one tournament into the new scoring system, but first time 14-14.
Yeah, that's. I've never seen it like that.
Yes, sir.
Let's see if we get an 11-10.
Oh, nice get. Didn't quite get there. Have you ever played a perfect match, 14, 14, and 10?
No, Todd, no.
You're tired at the end.
As long as there's no zeros on my score, I'm okay.
Oh, that's a nice serve. Very
Clever
well done.
disguise, sliding it over to the right side.
See, that wasn't full power. She took a little bit off that drive serve and went for directional.
1 serving 1. And if Racich wins this, we'll go back to her experience. She was the one who went to the referee and basically got that second opportunity to serve.
Yeah.
And a more novice player would have never done that.
Yeah. That is true.
Set up for Racich.
Yep.
2 clean forehand winners.
So now Racich, she missed a bunch of those at the end of the second game, but that one she hit clean. That's not a good sign for Munoz here.
You can see Munoz slowing things down. I like that. Let's see if it works.
Just kind of
pushing that backhand, and there's the frustration. Don't see it often.
No.
She's irritated with herself because she had an opportunity and just kind of gave Racich more and more opportunities to be aggressive.
She's slowing it down again. That was close.
Second serve.
Gonna set up. Oh, that's a nice little cut shot there. All right, back in the box. But she's got to reverse the tide here. I think she needs at least a couple points.
Then serve 3. Serve 3.
Just trying this backhand serve again. It's difficult because when she's on that left side and she serves to the right side, it creates almost a screen as it crosses her body.
Yeah. But you can't call it as a ref because that serve's going straight to the back corner. And that's the nice deception of it. That's why I like that serve a lot. Oh, that's going to be, I think that's a good skip.
What's the call?
Our ref's thinking about it.
Saw it good.
Ooh.
I saw it good, he said. And I think you heard Munoz disagree with the ref.
Yeah. She's got a little bit of a look of dismay on her. Another mental check here.
Yeah, she gives the referee a little look and turns around. Again, this goes back to, okay, I can't control those decisions.
No, but
Score is 3 serves 1.
I like this. It looks like she's also immediately transitioned and moved on. I look for her to get the serve right back here. I think that's the right call. I don't know if it was a screen or short, but that's going to come up for a setup. Nice shot.
Tough shot from Munoz.
All right, let's see if she can build on this, get back into this game.
You can see this ball. She steps into this. Hits a flat winner cross court. She was down in both game 1 and 2.
Oh, nice get.
Not that time.
Well done. You know, that could have been, that was set up the way that ball came. Rhonda might have tried to go for that backhand pinch the way it was angled, but she went for the smart shot, went for a nice cross court.
3 serving 1.
Oh, that's
that's the one where you think Racich can get that, and then she doesn't.
You know, I mean, yeah, can't dive for it. It's too close to the wall. But what I thought was interesting on that point is Carla absolutely jumped at that serve. She read that drive serve to that side really easily.
Well, lots of people around us and behind us enjoying this match. Certainly turned out to be a very competitive one for a round of 16, Todd.
Yep.
13th seed against the 4th seed.
Yeah. Nice shot.
Oh, that's tough.
You know, it's worth noting Carla as a 13 seed is not the 13th best player in this draw. You know, she's a quality international with a ton of experience who just doesn't have enough ranking points because she is in school and she's not playing the tour entirely full time. I like good serve.
She got it back. But that forehand is starting to work in the last 15 minutes for Racich.
Yep. Again, she resisted the the way that ball popped up. She may have been tempted to try to hit a spectacular pinch. Instead, hit the smart shot again. And even though Carla was on that side, couldn't get to the passing shot.
Racich, not much of a pincher.
Yeah.
I mean, she generally plays the high percentage, and that's why she's been so successful over her career.
Sure. Yep. Even that, that was a passing shot that caught the wall, but it's caught the wall late enough that Carla couldn't do anything with it. I wonder, do you think that this is not the first time that we've seen them look at the court without a dive? Do you think we have a leakage problem? It is raining here. Or do you think that's just like sweat?
Yeah, I don't think there's a leak on the court. I think if there was, it would have been mentioned by one of the players.
Yeah.
We had a leak in our hotel this morning. We've had a lot of rain here. I mean, it was a hurricane. It's passed through. It dumped a lot of water on Virginia Beach, and that's why the club was for serving 2. That's why the club was shut until 5 p.m. So we're just glad to be here and glad to have the action.
Oh, tough bounce.
And an ace serve for Racich.
It's unlucky. Carla was there. She had it covered and just got a bad bounce. Yeah, there was one of the hotels over on the corner totally flooded the parking lot when I drove in.
So Munoz asking the official how many timeouts she has. Smart move. There's 2 timeouts in a tiebreaker, just like any other game. And players cannot take a timeout when one's not available. That's a delay of game technical. So players have learned how many timeouts do I have so that they make sure that they don't essentially get in trouble and lose a point for that. Good timeout from Munoz, though. She's down heavy. She needs to regroup. She's kind of lost all of that momentum she had in game 2 and got frustrated with some decisions, and she needs to get it back.
No, she's going to have to get it back like she got in game 2. I agree.
Well, just a reminder, more matches coming up this evening. In fact, our last match this evening, the pro division at least, is Friday, 9 p.m.
Yeah.
So that'll be a late one. And, of course, amateur divisions going on all over these courts here at the Greenbrier North YMCA. I want to thank them for their hospitality. Plenty of divisions across the age groups and skill levels. And it's certainly been a lot of fun already seeing the pros playing with the amateurs last night. We had an opening ceremonies as well. So I want to thank especially tournament director Malia Bailey for putting on this event. And I think we're going to have a lot of fun this weekend.
I like these late Friday night matches. It kind of reminds me of the U.S. Open.
Yeah, add some atmosphere to it and brings a little bit of rowdiness and excitement. It's not a 9 a.m. Saturday morning start where everybody's still asleep.
Sure.
It's everybody's enjoying this. They're having a good time.
Just starting the matches at 5 o'clock on a Friday lets everybody come down here after work. The dinner's served here. People are milling around. Everybody's, we have a good crowd. And we still have several hours of matches to go. And they've been rewarded with a 14-14 start to this round of 16 with some really good ball.
So we're back in. Here we go. 5 serving 2. Racich seems to have stuck with this walking drive serve as a first serve, and then switching to a backhand lob serve, going both sides.
Really working on Carla's forehand on the serve. I wonder if she's noticing something. A little less consistent on the forehand, perhaps.
Yeah, I agree. I would say that the backhand isn't as strong, as powerful, but when we look for accuracy, Munoz tends to swing pretty hard on that forehand, and a lot of these are coming off the back wall.
Yeah.
Talked about this, the importance of getting this serve. Let's see if she does it here.
Down the line. No. Oh, that's a. Yeah, I don't like that. I think.
Well, the serve came off the back wall and immediately put her at a disadvantage.
Yep. Yeah. She kind of got caught in a spot where on that return of on that third shot where she didn't know whether to flip it to the ceiling or to try to attack it, and instead gave Rhonda a setup. Oh, that's tough.
There's that forehand is starting to find its rhythm.
No, missed the ceiling ball. Gave Rhonda a setup. Again, picking on the forehand on the drive serve. She can get another shot out of here. Yep.
Too good from Racich. Coming up next, by the way, you'll want to stay for this one. Nancy Enriquez, the number 6 seed. Cheryl Lotz, the number 11 seed. That will also be a fun match to watch. Lotz losing in a tiebreaker early in San Luis Potosí, and Enriquez not able to advance to the semifinals, coming up against, I believe, her nemesis Salas, who seems to have got her number the last few times they've played each other. Todd Boss will give me some stats here in a second on that, but right now it's all Racich.
Yeah.
And that forehand is really working. I just mentioned it.
Yeah.
Look at that forehand.
Yeah,
just
that's
smooth.
She's using her last timeout. Try to stem the flow here. She's going to need.
I like it though.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the 2 timeouts. Use them. You have to change the momentum. It's not working in your favor. Do something different.
Yep.
Slow things down. Take a break. But I think if I'm coaching Munoz, and you can disagree with me, of course, Todd, but stay away from that forehand right now.
Yeah.
Keep things over on. We've talked about this glass. There's some cracks down the floor in the glass. Get it down there. Get a little bit of luck. Get something. Force Racich to hit that backhand, because right now the forehand doesn't seem to be missing.
Well, I think it's 2-9. And I think that's probably too late for that second timeout. I think she needed to stem that flow a little earlier. I mean, what has changed in the tiebreaker here? Is it Carla missing shots? Is it Rhonda making shots? I think it's more the latter.
Yeah, I mean, if we look at the end of game 2 where Munoz, got the lead and then had the game point, Racich was skipping a lot of balls.
Yep.
And now we're not seeing that, and we're actually seeing her execute those shots rather than here's another rally, I'll give you another one.
I feel like right now what we're seeing a little more consistency out of Rhonda. I don't feel like mentally the end of the second game is affecting Carla. I don't see her making mistakes necessarily. I just see Rhonda making shots that at the end of last game she wasn't.
Right, and I think if you look at the rallies, Munoz is the one that is chasing the ball. It's Racich dictating the points. Munoz has to get this side out.
Yeah, we're running out of time.
Oh, big skip from Munoz. Brings up match point number 1 for Racich. Racich saving a match point in the second game.
10 serves 2.
Here we go. Let's see if she can close it out. 10 serving 2. Short serve.
Short serve, second.
A long delay for that call. The call came. I don't think they heard it.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, sure. Let's not go all out.
Racich will shoot this. Oh my goodness, she skipped it.
Yep.
Backhand side.
Yep. I think that's the right. Obviously, that's the right shot. She had.
Oh yeah, we would all hit that. Or we'd all go for it at least. We'd probably do what Racich did in that situation, but Munoz staves off one match point.
New look on that serve. Little walking drive serve of her own. Just missed it. Now, I'm assuming she's going to hit maybe a backhand lob nick to try to keep it away from the forehand. Yep.
There's that second skip.
Yep. That is, once again, always try to get that ball. Make her hit one more shot. You never know. That was an easier setup for Rhonda on the second ball, and she skipped it versus the drive that Carla was able to retrieve for the first. Wow.
Wow. Great shot from Munoz. That's 2 points.
You know, we talk about how, Rhonda focuses on passing shots, doesn't go for that flashy splat. But when you can hit that splat, can't beat it. Tried it again. Oh,
There's
look at that
pinch.
That's a nice shot.
Took some pace off it. Didn't try to overswing and rip the winner.
No, that was well done. She knew that she had Carla pinched over there. Bad use of words.
All right. Match point number 2. Rhonda Racich. Great serve. Forehand setup. Yeah. And put away. What a way to finish it, Todd.
Well done.
So, what a match to start this first LPRT by the beach. Rhonda Racich lost the first 15-14, came back and won the second 15-14, and then pulled away in the tiebreaker to take it 11-4. Just a reminder, coming up next, we have Cheryl Lotz, the 11 seed, taking on the 6 seed, Nancy Enriquez, USA versus Mexico. We'll take a little break. My thanks to Todd Boss for your contributions. We'll be back in just a few minutes as we continue here at Virginia Beach.